Welcome to Buddhist Mindfulness, your sanctuary for insight, self-growth, and wisdom. Today, we are exploring how Buddhist principles can guide you toward balance, a life of balance and fulfillment, especially in your later years. This is not about external predictions or cosmic alignments, but about finding prosperity through inner clarity, mindful actions, and compassionate living. Let us embark on this transformative journey together, grounded in the teachings of the Buddha. Buddhism teaches that true wealth begins with understanding and practicing contentment. Prosperity is not merely about material possessions, but about creating a life of meaning and purpose. For individuals in their golden years, this is a perfect opportunity to align your life with the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, discovering financial stability as part of a broader spiritual journey. The Four Noble Truths provide the foundational insight that suffering, dukkha, is a universal experience, much of it stemming from craving and attachment. The first step in finding mindful prosperity is acknowledging the sources of dissatisfaction in your financial life. Are you constantly striving for more possessions, a bigger house, or a luxurious lifestyle? By recognizing that these desires often lead to suffering, you open the door to exploring alternatives that bring deeper fulfillment. The Eightfold Path offers practical guidance for cultivating a balanced life. Right view and right intention encourage you to assess your financial goals and align them with values that promote well-being. Rather than pursuing wealth for status or comfort alone, consider how your resources can support a meaningful life for yourself and others. This might involve prioritizing experiences over things, investing in relationships, or supporting causes that resonate with your ethical beliefs. Let's illustrate this with a story. Meet Susan, a 55-year-old who faced financial struggles. She turned to Buddhist teachings to gain clarity. By practicing mindfulness and generosity, she found ways to reduce unnecessary expenses and focus on meaningful pursuits, eventually creating a modest yet fulfilling life. This isn't about magic. It's about aligning effort with wisdom and compassion. Susan's journey began with a realization during a meditation retreat. She observed how her thoughts often revolved around money, the lack of it, the fear of future instability, and the regret of past financial decisions. With guidance from her teacher, she started practicing right mindfulness, becoming more aware of her spending habits. She noted how often she purchased items on impulse, driven by fleeting emotions or societal pressures. By applying right effort, Susan gradually reduced unnecessary expenses. She started by decluttering her home, selling items she no longer needed, and using the proceeds to pay off small debts. This process was liberating, allowing her to let go of material attachments and focus on what truly mattered. With a clearer mind, she began setting realistic financial goals, prioritizing her health, relationships, and spiritual growth. Generosity, a core Buddhist virtue, also played a pivotal role in Susan's transformation. Despite her limited means, she volunteered at a local food bank and donated a small portion of her income to support community projects. These acts of giving brought her immense joy and a sense of interconnectedness, reinforcing the idea that prosperity is not about accumulation, but about contribution. The principle of right livelihood further guided Susan's choices. She left a high-stress job that drained her energy and explored part-time work that aligned with her values. Though her income decreased, her quality of life improved significantly. She found time for daily meditation, gardening, and spending quality moments with loved ones. This shift allowed her to experience a deeper sense of wealth, one not measured by money, but by peace and contentment. Mindful prosperity also involves cultivating gratitude. Susan kept a gratitude journal, recording simple joys like a kind word from a neighbor or the beauty of a sunset. This practice shifted her focus from what she lacked to what she had, reducing feelings of envy or inadequacy. Gratitude became a powerful antidote to the endless cycle of wanting more. The ripple effects of Susan's mindful approach extended beyond her personal life. Her friends noticed her newfound calm and sought her advice on managing their own financial stresses. By sharing her experiences, Susan inspired others to reevaluate their relationship with money and explore paths to mindful prosperity. As Susan's story shows, mindful prosperity is accessible to anyone willing to embrace Buddhist principles. It's not about renouncing all possessions or living a life of austerity, but about finding balance and meaning. For those in their golden years, this approach offers a way to redefine wealth and discover lasting peace. Practical steps can help you embark on this journey. Begin by assessing your financial situation with honesty and compassion. Identify areas where you can simplify and reduce expenses. Practice mindfulness in your daily financial decisions, asking yourself whether each purchase aligns with your values. Cultivate generosity by sharing your time, skills, or resources with others. Finally, reflect on your long-term goals and ensure they support not only your material needs, but also your spiritual aspirations. For retirees, this might mean downsizing your home to reduce costs and create a more manageable living space. It could involve prioritizing healthcare and activities that bring joy and connection. For others, it may mean exploring new hobbies, volunteering, or even starting a small business that aligns with their passions. Mindful prosperity also involves embracing impermanence. Financial security can be a source of comfort, but it's essential to recognize that no amount of money can guarantee happiness or shield you from life's uncertainties. By accepting this truth, you can approach your finances with greater equanimity, making decisions based on wisdom rather than fear. Incorporating mindfulness into your financial life doesn't require drastic changes overnight. Start small, perhaps by committing to a weekly check-in to review your spending and saving habits. Use this time to reflect on whether your choices align with your values and adjust as needed. Over time, these small efforts can lead to significant shifts in your financial well-being and overall peace of mind. The Buddhist perspective on prosperity encourages us to see wealth as a tool, not an end in itself. By aligning our financial lives with principles of mindfulness, generosity, and ethical conduct, we can create a life rich in meaning and purpose. This approach not only benefits individuals, but also contributes to a more compassionate and equitable society. Ultimately, the path to mindful prosperity is about cultivating a sense of abundance that transcends material wealth. It's about finding joy in simplicity, connection, and purpose. Whether you're just beginning this journey or well along the way, remember that each step, however small, brings you closer to a life of true richness, one defined not by what you have, but by who you are and how you live. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It provides the clarity needed to understand not only the external aspects of life, but also the internal processes that drive our decisions and emotions. When applied to the realm of personal finance, this reflective approach can transform how we view and manage money. Begin this process by examining your financial situation without judgment or preconceived notions. Step 1. Acknowledging your financial reality. The first step is to gather a clear and comprehensive picture of your financial landscape. Start by writing down all your income sources. This might include your salary, side hustles, passive income, or other forms of financial support. Next, list all your expenses. Categorize them into essentials, e.g., housing, food, transportation, and non-essentials, e.g., subscriptions, dining out, hobbies. Don't forget irregular expenses, such as annual insurance premiums or holiday spending. Once you've created this list, observe it. How does it make you feel? Do you experience a sense of relief, anxiety, or indifference? This step is not about making immediate changes, but about cultivating awareness of where you stand financially. Step 2. Observing your relationship with money. Money is more than just a medium of exchange. It is often tied to emotions, beliefs, and habits. Take a moment to reflect on your relationship with money. Ask yourself, does money bring you joy, or does it primarily cause stress? Are you attached to accumulating wealth, or do you find contentment in simplicity? How do your spending habits align with your personal values? Consider the story of Peter, a 63-year-old retiree. Peter realized through mindful observation that many of his expenses were for things he didn't truly value. His collection of gadgets, for instance, brought only fleeting satisfaction. Inspired by the Buddhist principle of letting go, he decided to reduce such expenditures. Instead, he redirected his financial resources to support his community by donating to local charities and funding educational initiatives. This shift not only eased his financial burdens, but also brought him a deep sense of peace and purpose. Step 3. Identifying patterns and triggers. Reflect on your financial habits and the triggers that influence your spending. Do you tend to spend impulsively when you're stressed or unhappy? Are there specific situations or advertisements that prompt you to buy things you don't need? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward making conscious financial choices. For instance, you might notice that you spend more on dining out when you're feeling overwhelmed at work. Or perhaps you're drawn to online shopping after scrolling through social media. By identifying these triggers, you can develop strategies to manage them, such as preparing meals in advance or setting limits on social media usage. Step 4, aligning finances with personal values. A key aspect of financial mindfulness is ensuring that your spending aligns with your values and goals. Consider what truly matters to you. Is it spending quality time with loved ones? Supporting causes you care about? Pursuing personal growth or hobbies? Once you've identified your core values, compare them with your financial habits. Are you investing in what brings you lasting happiness and fulfillment, or are you spending on fleeting pleasures? This alignment can help you prioritize your expenses and make more meaningful financial decisions. Step 5, setting intentional goals. With a clearer understanding of your financial landscape, you can begin to set intentional goals. These might include building an emergency fund to reduce financial stress, paying off debt to achieve greater financial freedom, saving for experiences that align with your values, such as travel or education, supporting your community or contributing to causes you believe in. Setting specific, measurable, and realistic goals can provide direction and motivation. Break these goals into smaller steps and celebrate your progress along the way. Step 6, embracing the practice of letting go. One of the most transformative aspects of financial mindfulness is learning to let go of attachment to possessions, status symbols, or even certain beliefs about money. This doesn't mean renouncing all material comforts, but rather cultivating a sense of detachment and gratitude. For example, you might decide to declutter your home and sell items you no longer use. Not only can this generate extra income, but it can also create a sense of mental clarity and physical space. Similarly, letting go of the need to keep up with others financially can free you from unnecessary stress and comparison. Step 7, creating a sustainable financial plan. Mindful financial planning is about creating a sustainable approach that balances your needs, values, and aspirations. This plan should include a budget. Allocate your income across different categories based on your priorities. Savings. Set aside a portion of your income for future goals and emergencies. Mindful spending. Review your expenses regularly and adjust them as needed to stay aligned with your values. Remember, this plan is not set in stone. It should evolve as your circumstances and priorities change. Step 8, practicing gratitude and generosity. Finally, cultivate gratitude for the resources you have and practice generosity. Giving back, whether through donations, volunteering, or simple acts of kindness, can deepen your sense of purpose and connection with others. For instance, Peter found immense joy in funding scholarships for underprivileged students. While this required some sacrifices, it brought him a profound sense of fulfillment and strengthened his ties with his community. Similarly, you might discover that small acts of generosity, such as buying a meal for someone in need or sharing your skills with others, can enrich your life in unexpected ways. Reflecting on your financial landscape is not a one-time exercise, but an ongoing practice. By cultivating awareness, observing your relationship with money, and aligning your finances with your values, you can create a more meaningful and sustainable financial future. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but progress. With each step, you'll gain greater clarity, peace, and purpose on your financial journey. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of releasing attachments as a path to achieving inner peace and spiritual enlightenment. Attachments, whether to material possessions, relationships, or desires, often become the source of unnecessary suffering. By learning to let go, we create space for personal growth, deeper connections, and true fulfillment. This philosophy extends to various aspects of life, including financial management, personal relationships, and professional goals. From a financial perspective, letting go of attachments requires a mindful evaluation of how we allocate our resources. It's about identifying expenditures that no longer serve a meaningful purpose and redirecting them toward endeavors that align with our values and aspirations. Simplifying financial habits not only reduces stress, but also creates opportunities for growth and generosity. Consider the example of Ellen, a 70-year-old retiree. Ellen had accumulated a variety of monthly subscriptions and services over the years, many of which she no longer used or valued. By carefully reviewing her finances, she identified these unnecessary expenses and decided to cancel them. With the money saved, she contributed to a charity focused on providing education to underprivileged children, a cause close to her heart. This act of financial decluttering not only brought Ellen a sense of purpose, but also reaffirmed her connection to the principles of mindfulness and compassion. Decluttering your finances is much like decluttering your mind. It involves recognizing and releasing what no longer serves you. This practice not only brings material benefits, such as increased savings, but also spiritual rewards by fostering a sense of alignment with one's values. Creating a purposeful financial plan is another way to integrate the principle of letting go into everyday life. Unlike hoarding wealth or obsessing over material gains, purposeful financial planning involves creating a roadmap that balances financial security with spiritual and personal fulfillment. This approach mirrors the Buddhist practice of right effort, where actions are undertaken with intention and mindfulness. Start by writing down your financial and spiritual goals. Reflect on what truly matters to you and prioritize actions that support those values. For instance, David, a retiree, discovered a passion for teaching meditation. With a desire to share his knowledge and create a meaningful impact, he decided to turn this passion into a source of income by offering meditation workshops. This not only provided him with financial stability, but also allowed him to live in harmony with his spiritual aspirations. By aligning his work with his values, David found a deeper sense of purpose and contentment. The concept of letting go also plays a significant role in personal relationships. Often, attachments to specific outcomes, expectations, or even the relationships themselves can lead to disappointment and conflict. By releasing these attachments, we can approach relationships with greater acceptance, love, and authenticity. For example, consider the story of Maria, a young professional who struggled with feelings of inadequacy in her friendships. She often found herself clinging to relationships that didn't reciprocate her energy, fearing loneliness if she let go. After reflecting on her situation, Maria decided to release the need for validation from others and focus on building relationships that were mutual and fulfilling. This shift allowed her to form deeper connections and nurture friendships that brought her joy and support. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning people or becoming indifferent. Rather, it's about releasing the expectations and fears that hinder genuine connections. It's a practice of trusting the natural flow of relationships and embracing impermanence with grace. In the professional realm, attachment to specific outcomes or rigid goals can limit creativity and adaptability. By letting go of the fear of failure or the need for constant validation, individuals can unlock their potential and pursue opportunities with greater confidence and openness. Take the case of Andrew, a mid-level manager who felt stuck in his career. For years, he clung to the idea of climbing the corporate ladder, even though it brought him little satisfaction. After attending a workshop on mindfulness, Andrew realized his true passion lay in environmental conservation. He decided to leave his corporate job and start a nonprofit organization dedicated to sustainable practices. Though the transition was challenging, Andrew found immense fulfillment in pursuing work aligned with his values. By letting go of his attachment to a conventional career path, he opened the door to a more meaningful and rewarding life. Letting go is a journey that requires intention and practice. Here are some practical steps to help you embrace this transformative process. 1. Reflect on your attachments. Take time to identify areas of your life where attachments may be causing stress or dissatisfaction. This could include material possessions, relationships, habits, or goals. 2. Assess alignment with your values. Consider whether these attachments align with your core values and long-term aspirations. If they don't, it may be time to release them. 3. Practice gratitude. Cultivating gratitude for what you have can reduce the tendency to cling to desires or fears. Focus on the abundance already present in your life. 4. Set intentional goals. Create goals that reflect your values and purpose. Break them down into actionable steps and regularly reassess your progress. 5. Embrace impermanence. Recognize that change is a natural part of life. By accepting impermanence, you can approach challenges and transitions with greater resilience and grace. 6. Seek support. Letting go can be a challenging process. Consider seeking guidance from a mentor, therapist, or spiritual teacher to help navigate this journey. Releasing attachments is not about depriving oneself, but about creating space for growth, connection, and fulfillment. When we let go of what no longer serves us, we invite clarity, peace, and opportunities that align with our higher purpose. By integrating the practice of letting go into various aspects of life, from finances to relationships and professional endeavors, we can cultivate a life of balance and harmony. This journey, though challenging at times, ultimately leads to a deeper sense of freedom and joy. Embrace the art of letting go and discover the profound rewards that await. Buddhism teaches that we are all interconnected, a notion deeply rooted in the principle of interdependence. This perspective reminds us that our actions, thoughts, and relationships ripple through the web of existence, influencing both ourselves and others. Building and nurturing relationships is not just a social practice, but a spiritual one. It can open doors to opportunities, foster personal growth, and create a supportive community that enriches life's journey. In today's fast-paced and often isolating world, fostering interconnectedness requires intentionality. It begins with recognizing the value of relationships, whether with family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. These connections provide emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and practical resources. They also allow us to contribute positively to the lives of others, creating a cycle of mutual benefit. Consider Linda, a 68-year-old retiree who exemplifies the power of nurturing connections. After decades of focusing on her career, Linda felt isolated and unfulfilled in her retirement. Seeking purpose, she began volunteering at a local community center. Initially, her goal was simply to give back, but this decision transformed her life. Through her volunteer work, she met individuals who became close friends, offering companionship and support. One of these friends, a financial advisor, provided guidance that helped Linda stabilize her retirement savings. These relationships, grounded in mutual compassion and shared goals, enriched her life materially, emotionally, and spiritually. Stories like Linda's highlight the profound impact of fostering meaningful connections. Relationships, when nurtured with kindness and understanding, become a source of strength and inspiration. They remind us that we are never truly alone and that collective efforts often lead to greater outcomes than solitary pursuits. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of compassion in building connections. Genuine compassion involves understanding the needs and feelings of others and responding with kindness and empathy. It's about seeing others as extensions of ourselves and acting in ways that honor their dignity and worth. When we approach relationships with compassion, we create an environment of trust and mutual respect, laying the foundation for enduring bonds. Another vital aspect of interconnectedness is active listening. Too often, conversations are dominated by a desire to respond rather than understand. By truly listening, we show respect for the other person's perspective, fostering deeper and more meaningful interactions. Active listening also allows us to learn from others, broadening our horizons and deepening our understanding of the world. In addition to individual relationships, fostering interconnectedness on a community level is essential. Engaging in community activities, volunteering, and participating in local events can help build a sense of belonging and shared purpose. These actions strengthen the social fabric and create networks of support that benefit everyone involved. Communities thrive when individuals contribute their time, skills, and resources to collective well-being. Moreover, interconnectedness extends beyond human relationships to include our connection with nature. Recognizing our dependence on the environment fosters a sense of responsibility for its care. Practicing sustainability, reducing waste, and advocating for environmental protection are ways to honor this interconnectedness. By nurturing our relationship with the natural world, we ensure its health and vitality for future generations. Confidence is a quality often sought after but misunderstood. True confidence, according to Buddhist teachings, arises from wisdom and ethical conduct rather than arrogance or recklessness. It is the courage to act in alignment with one's values and beliefs, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. The Buddha's concept of right action is a cornerstone of ethical living. It involves acting in ways that are mindful, compassionate, and aligned with the principles of non harming and integrity. Practicing right action builds confidence because it provides a moral compass, guiding decisions, and ensuring that our actions contribute positively to the world. Take Sarah, for example, a young entrepreneur with a dream of starting her own business. Despite her passion, Sarah struggled with self doubt and fear of failure. Inspired by Buddhist principles, she decided to approach her venture through the lens of right livelihood, choosing a business model that was ethical and sustainable. With mindfulness as her guide, Sarah created a small company that provided eco-friendly products. Her commitment to integrity not only resonated with her customers, but also gave her a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Over time, her confidence grew, bolstered by the knowledge that her actions aligned with her values. Practicing right action requires mindfulness. By being present and aware, we can make thoughtful decisions rather than reacting impulsively. Mindfulness allows us to assess situations objectively, consider the potential consequences of our actions, and choose paths that align with our ethical principles. It also helps us remain resilient in the face of challenges, as we are better equipped to navigate difficulties with clarity and composure. Another critical aspect of confidence is embracing opportunities with an open heart and mind. Fear of failure often holds people back from pursuing their goals. However, Buddhist teachings remind us that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone to growth and learning. By viewing setbacks as opportunities for self-improvement, we can cultivate resilience and perseverance. Building confidence through right action also involves self-compassion. Recognizing and accepting our imperfections allows us to approach life with greater humility and authenticity. Self-compassion helps us overcome negative self-talk and build a positive self-image, which is essential for developing genuine confidence. Furthermore, surrounding oneself with supportive individuals can significantly enhance confidence. Mentors, friends, and like-minded peers provide encouragement, share wisdom, and offer constructive feedback. Their belief in our potential can inspire us to pursue our aspirations with greater determination. Ultimately, confidence rooted in right action leads to a life of purpose and fulfillment. It empowers us to make choices that reflect our deepest values, creating a ripple effect of positive change. As we act with integrity and mindfulness, we inspire others to do the same, contributing to a more compassionate and harmonious world. The principles of interconnectedness and confidence through right action are deeply intertwined. Nurturing relationships enriches our lives and provides the support needed to face challenges with courage. Simultaneously, confidence rooted in ethical action strengthens our ability to contribute meaningfully to our communities and the world at large. Together, these principles offer a holistic approach to personal and collective growth. They remind us that true success is not measured by individual achievements alone, but by the positive impact we have on others and the world around us. By embracing interconnectedness and practicing confidence through right action, we can create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and harmony. The Buddha's teachings encourage confidence grounded in wisdom, an approach that fosters genuine inner strength and balance. Confidence, when rooted in understanding, can become a powerful force for personal growth and positive change. This perspective challenges us to boldly embrace opportunities while maintaining mindfulness and ethical considerations. In doing so, our actions naturally reflect our values, creating a harmonious alignment between intention and behavior. Consider Sarah, an aspiring entrepreneur who hesitated to pursue her dream project due to self-doubt. By integrating Buddhist principles into her decision-making process, she found the courage to move forward. Specifically, she embraced the concept of right livelihood, one of the Noble Eightfold Path elements, which encourages work that promotes well-being and avoids harm to others. Sarah started a small ethical business that prioritized sustainability and fair practices. Her journey was not without challenges, but her mindfulness and commitment to ethical action helped her navigate difficulties with resilience. Over time, she achieved both professional success and deep personal contentment, exemplifying how confidence coupled with right action can lead to fulfilling outcomes. Buddhist teachings emphasize that true confidence arises from a combination of wisdom, prajna, and ethical conduct, sila. Wisdom enables us to see things as they truly are, while ethical conduct ensures that our actions do not harm others or ourselves. Together, these principles create a foundation for self-assurance that is both compassionate and authentic. Steps to cultivate confidence through right action. 1. Develop self-awareness. Begin by understanding your strengths, weaknesses, and values. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of confidence, as it allows you to make choices that align with your true self. 2. Practice mindfulness. Cultivate mindfulness in your daily life to stay present and aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Mindfulness helps you approach challenges with clarity and calmness. 3. Embrace ethical living. Let your actions reflect your values. Ethical conduct not only builds trust with others, but also reinforces your sense of integrity and self-worth. 4. Take small, bold steps. Confidence grows through action. Start with small steps that push you slightly out of your comfort zone. Each success will reinforce your belief in your abilities. 5. Learn from failure. View setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. Failure is an integral part of the journey and can provide valuable insights when approached with humility and curiosity. The path to financial and spiritual growth is not mutually exclusive. In fact, they can complement each other when guided by mindfulness and ethical principles. Buddhism offers practical steps to harmonize material success with inner peace. 1. Simplify your needs. Reflect on what truly brings you happiness. In a society that often equates success with material wealth, it can be liberating to focus on essentials that support your well-being rather than accumulating possessions. Simplifying your needs allows you to direct your resources and energy toward pursuits that align with your values. Example: Henry, a high-earning professional, felt unfulfilled despite his financial success. After reflecting on his priorities, he redirected his spending from luxury items to supporting his meditation practice and donating to charitable causes. This shift brought him a deeper sense of purpose and contentment. 2. Leverage your talents for good. Identify your unique skills and find ways to use them that align with Buddhist ethics, whether through teaching, crafting, consulting, or another endeavor. Focus on providing value to others while generating income. This approach not only supports financial growth, but also fosters a sense of contribution and meaning. Example: May, a talented artist, decided to create eco-friendly art supplies and teach workshops on sustainable creativity. Her work not only became a source of income, but also inspired others to adopt environmentally conscious practices. 3. Practice generosity. Generosity, dana, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and a powerful tool for spiritual growth. By sharing your abundance, whether through financial support, time, or skills, you can cultivate a sense of interconnectedness and gratitude. Generosity helps break the cycle of attachment and fosters a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Example: Ravi, a small business owner, allocated a portion of his profits to community development projects. Over time, his acts of generosity strengthened his relationships with others and deepened his sense of fulfillment. Confidence is not built overnight. It requires consistent effort and practice. Incorporate these habits into your daily routine to foster self-assurance and align your actions with your values. Start your day with a moment of mindfulness, reflecting on your intentions and the values you wish to embody. This practice sets a positive tone for the day. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what you have, boosting your confidence and resilience. Acts of kindness. Make a habit of performing small acts of kindness, whether it's helping a colleague, volunteering, or simply offering a kind word. These actions reinforce your sense of purpose and connection with others. The journey to practicing confidence through right action is not without obstacles. Fear, doubt, and external pressures can challenge your resolve. However, these challenges can also become opportunities for growth when approached with mindfulness and wisdom. Strategies to overcome common challenges. Fear of failure. Reframe failure as a natural part of the learning process. Remind yourself that every successful person has faced setbacks and use them as stepping stones. Counter self-doubt with self-compassion. Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small, and focus on progress rather than perfection. External criticism. While feedback can be valuable, not all criticism is constructive. Learn to discern helpful advice from negativity and stay true to your values. When you practice confidence through right action, the impact extends beyond your personal growth. Your actions inspire and influence others, creating a ripple effect of positive change. This interconnectedness is at the heart of Buddhist teachings, reminding us that our well-being is deeply intertwined with the well-being of others. Example, Sarah's ethical business not only provided her with financial stability, but also supported local artisans and promoted environmental sustainability. Her success inspired others in her community to pursue similar initiatives, amplifying the positive impact of her actions. Practicing confidence through right action is a transformative journey that bridges inner growth with outward success. By grounding your confidence in wisdom and aligning your actions with your values, you can navigate life's challenges with resilience and purpose. The teachings of the Buddha offer timeless guidance for cultivating self-assurance, fostering meaningful connections, and creating a life that reflects your highest aspirations. As you take bold yet mindful steps forward, remember that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to contribute to a greater good. From a Buddhist perspective, true wealth lies in the mind. Practice gratitude for what you have, cultivate compassion for others, and align your actions with your spiritual goals. Prosperity becomes not just an outcome, but a way of living mindfully. In many spiritual traditions, prosperity is not solely measured by the accumulation of material wealth. While financial stability and resources are important for our physical well-being, they do not equate to true happiness or fulfillment. In Buddhism, the concept of prosperity transcends the material realm and focuses on inner richness, a state of contentment, wisdom, and compassion. To truly understand spiritual prosperity, one must shift the focus from external gains to internal growth. This begins with cultivating a sense of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice that helps us appreciate the blessings already present in our lives. When we are grateful, we recognize that wealth is not limited to money, but includes relationships, health, opportunities, and the beauty of the present moment. By practicing gratitude daily, we lay the foundation for a prosperous mindset. Compassion is another cornerstone of spiritual prosperity. When we develop compassion, we open our hearts to the needs of others. This not only enriches their lives, but also deepens our sense of connection and purpose. Acts of generosity, whether small or large, create a ripple effect of positivity. In Buddhism, giving, or dana, is considered a virtuous act that purifies the mind and fosters a sense of abundance. By sharing our resources, time, or wisdom, we remind ourselves that prosperity grows when it is shared. Generosity also challenges the scarcity mindset. Often, we fear that giving away our resources will leave us with less. However, spiritual teachings remind us that true wealth multiplies when shared. When we act selflessly, we align ourselves with the natural flow of abundance, reinforcing the belief that there is enough for everyone. Mindfulness is a key practice for cultivating prosperity. By being fully present in each moment, we can make conscious decisions that align with our values and goals. Mindfulness allows us to pause and reflect, preventing impulsive actions driven by greed or fear. It also fosters awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, enabling us to break free from patterns that hinder our growth. For example, mindfulness in spending can transform our relationship with money. Instead of indulging in unnecessary purchases driven by fleeting desires, we learn to prioritize investments that truly enhance our well-being and the well-being of others. Mindfulness also encourages us to approach our work with intention and dedication, recognizing that meaningful effort is a form of wealth. Engaging with a supportive community offers opportunities to share wisdom, celebrate achievements, and navigate challenges together. Whether through meditation groups, workshops, or online forums, connecting with others reminds us that we are not alone in our pursuit of prosperity. Dear friends, Prosperity is not something handed to us by external forces, but a state cultivated through mindfulness, effort, and ethical living. As you navigate your financial journey, remember the teachings of the Buddha: balance, contentment, and generosity. Reflect on your values, take meaningful action, and inspire others by sharing your journey. True prosperity is not confined to the physical world, but encompasses the richness of the heart and mind. It is found in gratitude, compassion, and the alignment of our actions with our spiritual aspirations. By embracing these principles, we transform prosperity into a way of being, a life of purpose, connection, and joy. Let us walk this path of mindful abundance together. Share your experiences in the comments to encourage others. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness for more insights into living a balanced and fulfilling life. May your path be illuminated with wisdom, compassion, and lasting peace.